Hello, welcome back to Plus and Minus. Today we're going to be looking at gender bias, which is part of a new topic in psychology, A level, called Issues and Debates. So without further ado, let's get started. So, gender bias, you would expect there to be majority minuses, which you can see. But let's talk about the pluses first. So, one plus is that there's many modern researchers which are evaluating their current research, and this is called reflexivity. This is positive because it means that when researchers are doing their experiments, then they're evaluating and looking at how they can avoid gender bias, which will obviously improve the reliability and the validity of most of the data. Another point is the rise of feminist psychology by Worrell. She's one of the examples in the book. Basically, they've created a list of content that most psychologists, or I said all psychologists, should adhere to, which will prevent stereotyping and may alter current views and understanding. Some examples, for example, you should involve females as actual participants and not objects of the study. Right, let's look at the minuses now. So, minuses, let's start with gender bias has seriously negative impacts. This isn't just in the psychology world, but out of the psychology world as well. So if psychologists are coming out with saying that it's biologically and factually true that females aren't as clever as males, obviously this is going to have an impact in the real world. For example, females might be taken the mick out of and insulted because men say they're better. You could also look at jobs. Females might find it harder to get jobs. Females might find it harder to get into university. There's loads of examples, but you can research that yourself. Another minus is there's a lack of female concerns. So basically, if there's less female researchers, then there's going to be less questions asked from a female perspective. And this is obviously going to influence the validity and reliability of most of these studies, which is obviously going to be a limitation. Third limitation, or minus should I say, is that lab studies can be seen as sexist. It sounds silly, but basically a few psychologists have came out and said and researched that because of the way the lab study is done, that it is sexist because females will feel like they are pressured and they can be researched upon male psychologists and accused of being incompetent and basically abnormal, which is obviously not true because females and males are slightly different. Yes, they're the same species, but they are slightly different. Final point, essentialism is the reasoning of gender bias. So this comes part of the sociobiology theory, which describes the mating of males and females as a sexist way. It describes males as the better gender and better sex, and he's the one controlling it, whereas females are, well, that it's not normal for them, and if they have excessive amounts of it, it's abnormal and it should be opposed against. That's basically it. Yeah. See ya.